Hello, and welcome back to KEONNA Speaks. I am your host, Kiana Hamlet, and I am so happy to be here with you today to talk about a moment in history that can never ever be duplicated, okay? At least not in the exact same way. But yeah, if you don't know, I am an author and I do have books available on Amazon.com. And I also have journals available on Amazon.com. So go check me out. Just search my first and last name, Kiana Hamlet. I am also a music artist. Now, I love music. I grew up on music and I still consume a lot of music today. And so I like to make a variety type of music and I like to make music with substance, okay? And I know that the world is lacking that. So if you're into music with substance, then please go check me out on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, and Amazon Music. Okay. And I also have my own travel blog on my website, KeonnaHamlet.com. So feel free to go out there and check out my new travel articles on my website. So as you can see on the screen, we are here to talk about the historic No King's Day. Okay. This was a moment in history in which the people got together and they made their voices be heard, okay? But we showed it in unity. People really showed that we are and we can be the United States of America. We may not have been as united as we should have in the past, but people are looking forward to what we can be. Okay. And people are starting to create this new reality in which people are united. So take a look at what's on your screen. As you can see, it says no king, but this is actually a words that were made with actual people. So all the little dots that you see on the screen that make up this word. These are people in San Francisco. This was taken in San Francisco. And I just thought it would be a great way to open up this conversation because, like I said, the people have spoken, honey. So, yeah, Americans across the country made history with the first ever No King's Day. All right. The people have spoken. Our democracy is here to stay. Amen. Praise be to the Lord. I am so happy to see the people speaking up for what is right. Now, before I move on, I do want to bring your attention to a Bible verse. I am reading from Proverbs chapter 3, verse 33, because I want to remind you of this. It says, "The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just." Ooh, ain't that a good word? That is a good word. Let that give you peace in your spirit if you out here and you know you're doing the right thing. Now, you wicked people, you're cursed. Okay? And that ain't from me. That's word to the word. Okay? There are curses for disobedience. If you don't believe me, go to Deuteronomy. Because people love to talk about the promises of God in Deuteronomy, but people fail to acknowledge the curses for disobedience. And if a lot of y'all go for disobedience, excuse me, and if a lot of y'all go look up the curses for disobedience, you will see that so many of those curses are upon your life. Okay? When I realized this, I realized there were curses upon my life. Okay. And that's what ultimately led me to start fearing the Lord, changing myself, working on myself, and becoming a better version of myself. So let me say that again. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. Okay. But he blesseth the habitation of the just. So don't y'all go out here and envy people who live in lavish because they didn't got their means through wickedness. No, 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 no. They're cursed. I don't care how good they look. A lot of people wear their curses really good. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Because I do have a good show in store for y'all today. Okay. So this protest was sparked by the fact that immigrants are being kidnapped and detained without due process. Okay. And people are also being detained for looking illegal. Like that's really happening. And I'm about to show y'all that that's really happening. So this is a direct attack against our Constitution. Okay. Now, I know that a lot of Black people were trying to tell me, oh, stay out of it because they voted for Trump and a lot of Latinos and Hispanics voted for Trump. And that is true. Oh, they was out here heavy for Trump. We will vote for Donald Trump. Oh yeah, they was out here. They was out here with the red hats on and everything. They was supporting Donald Trump hard. However, that does not mean I'm going to sit by as a human being and see these group of people being mistreated, seeing these group of people being victims of hatred. I'm not going to sit by and be silent when I see stuff like this happening. And I don't care who they voted for. Nobody deserves this treatment. Everybody deserves due process that is part of our Constitution. These people are being kidnapped off the streets. People are being detained just because they look illegal. And if you don't believe me, let's get into that. So hold on. Let me pull up some stuff for y'all to prove this. All right, first I want to get into Stephen Miller, okay? And then I'm going to show you proof that this is happening, okay? So going back again to me saying that people are getting detained, they're getting kidnapped off the street, they're getting detained without due process, and people are getting detained just for looking illegal. Now, I'm about to play, well, actually, I'm not even going to play this video. I'm just going to tell you what it's saying. So it has been reported that the reason why people are just getting picked up because they look illegal is that Stephen Miller ordered ICE agents to totally disregard the plans to target criminals and instead go to places like Home Depot, 7-Elevens, and all that stuff, and regardless of criminal history or citizenship, he told them to start arresting people. Okay? He even made it's being reported that he even made bets on how many people could be arrested quickly. Okay, now this is being reported by Lincoln Square here, and it was also reported on MSNBC. Now, I'm not one who's friendly to mainstream media because I know some of them a lot of them mainstream media, they will lie and say whatever. Okay, this is why I like to support independent media with honest people, because those people who getting paid, who getting a paycheck to sit up and tell you stuff, they got to say what somebody tell them to say. However, I know that this is true because I seen the video I'm about to show you before this report even came out. So now I want to get into this video right here with this lady in New York City. Now I'm gonna keep it turned down, but I want you to see this lady is not even a U.S. citizen. She was vacationing here. Hold on, let me make sure I'm getting that right. Yeah, she's Chilean. Now I might have said that wrong. I probably jacked that up. Okay. But the report is that this lady was visiting here with her daughter. Look at how they're taking this woman off of the street. And her 12-year-old daughter is left there with strangers. Okay? So when I tell you that this stuff is happening, I'm going to let the whole video play because you see them taking her. They're not listening to what she's saying. They're taking her because she looks illegal. And then you see the man here with her daughter. He's saying, yo, this is her daughter. They don't even care that this woman's daughter is being left by herself with a stranger. Okay? With a stranger. This woman's 12-year-old daughter is being left on the streets with strangers because these people are being so reckless with what they're doing. Reckless. Now keep in mind that Biden deported over 3 million people, and we ain't never have this much theatrics happen. Why? Because it wasn't his intention to cause chaos. But when you have somebody in a seat that they didn't even earn rightfully, let's get into it. Because we already know them election results. The truth is going to come out about that. When you have somebody who's in a seat that they did not even earn honestly, and wickedness is upon their heart, all they know how to do is cause chaos. Okay? So again, I just wanted to double back to the fact that this is happening because people are not getting their due process. They're not. And we as Americans, We all deserve our due process. And regardless of your citizenship status, it is in the Constitution, okay, that regardless of whether you're legal or illegal, you get due process. So they are breaking the Constitution by doing this. And so let's get into a video with um, Jasmine Crockett, and she is going to go into detail what I just said even further.
And a lot of people believe that Republicans are fiscally responsible, but instead they are actually fiscally irresponsible, because what he spent was a whopping $221 million transporting people from Texas to your state. Something tells me that he could have done something else with that $221 million. In addition to that, I know that there's been some conversations about what's going on in LA, and they want to say that it's riots because they didn't want people to keep talking about, say, the Epstein files or whatever other drama was popping off between the president and his little friend. So they wanted to change the conversation to immigration because they feel like, well, the polling is in our benefit. But let me tell you something. If they cared about making sure we were going to be fiscally responsible, they would tell the American people that it cost them $134 million to send the National Guard to LA for the quote unquote riots that the governor didn't ask for, nor did the mayor of LA ask for. And they sent them over there, and they say that they care about our service members, yet they sent them and they were laying on the floor. They did not provide for food. So I don't know why we would believe that, number one, they want to fix this. They don't want to fix this, because the brokenness is a feature, not a flaw of the system, because it is beneficial to them when it comes to campaigning. If they can't stoke fear, then why are they going to say have anybody vote for them? Because that's what people are doing. They're voting out of fear. But Miss Perryman, we know each other a little well, and I know you got a law degree. And it seems like we all need law degrees in here nowadays to understand the Constitution. So really briefly, I just want to make this point. There is a certain person that was afforded, say, due process. But let's say Donald Trump had been charged with all of these cases that he got charged with in 4 different jurisdictions. If he wasn't afforded due process, there could have been a possibility that he just would have been locked up and thrown somewhere, right?
That would be a possibility.
And then maybe we wouldn't have a tariff war or anything else that we're dealing with, or all the other nonsense. But the point is, he was afforded due process. And regardless of the political opposition, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, I thought, believe that due process should be afforded to everybody, even him.
Due process is for everyone.
Okay, so.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Let me rewind it.
Doesn't say that it's.
Did you hear what she said? She said that due process is for everyone. So why they kidnapping people like they doing and not giving folks due process? Okay, so I hope I was able to properly illustrate why so many Americans were outraged and what sparked all of this protesting to begin with. It wasn't the fact that illegal immigrants were just trying to take over California or anything like that, or wherever ICE was. It wasn't that at all. Is that the Constitution was not being honored during this attempt, okay, to remove illegal immigrants. And that is what sparked outrage. And Americans were also outraged by the use of our own military against civilians. Okay. You had so many veterans come out who were disappointed that this was happening. They were very, very disappointed that the Marines were deployed against US citizens. Okay. Now, if you remember, or maybe you don't, there was a video going around of Kamala Harris, and she told us that Donald Trump, okay, would use our military against civilians. And here we are in 2025. And what is he doing? Using the military against civilians. I actually saw another thing that was very disappointing. And I won't even play this video, but there was a sheriff somewhere in Florida, and he outright did a conference and told people that they will kill protesters if they are being violent during protests. That goes to show you the level of incompetence we are working with here, because these people, the only thing they can resort to calm situations down is violence. And if you are wise, you know that violence and more violence does not calm anything down. So we have people in very honorable positions not wise enough to know that threatening people and saying, "Hey, we're going to kill you if you act the fool." They don't even know that that's not even wise to say. So let's pray for this country, okay? Let's pray for all of our police officers, all of our sheriffs, all of our military, everybody who is in that type of position. They do important jobs. And we appreciate our military, we appreciate our police officers, we appreciate our sheriffs, our paramedics. All, that does not go unnoticed. But we also have to point out when we have foolishness in our faces, okay? And like I said, Kamala Harris told us that Donald Trump would do this. But y'all gonna learn to listen to a black woman one day, okay? And today is that day. Moving on. So, our forever president, Barack Obama, he just spoke out yesterday, actually, as of the day I'm filming this video. He spoke out yesterday. It was a Sunday. The protest happened on Saturday. So let's get into what Obama had to say. So let me pull that up because Obama is still out here presidenting. Okay. Thank God he is. So let's see what Obama had to say as of right now. So he posted this on 6:43 p.m. on June 15th. And he said 13 years ago, dang, it's been that long? It's been that long? Dang. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 13 years ago, my administration acted to protect young people who were American in every single way but one, on paper. DACA was an example of how we can be a nation of immigrants and a nation of laws. And it's an example worth remembering today when families with similar backgrounds who just want to live, work, and support their communities are being demonized and treated as enemies. We can fix our broken immigration system while still recognizing our common humanity and treating each other with what? Dignity and respect. In fact, he said, it's the only way we ever will. As of right now, this has 34.7 million views. Okay. Shout out to Barack for still being presidential because somebody need to. Okay. Because the one who in that seat clearly don't have a clue. And the people around him don't have a clue because they're just puppets. And they're just puppets. And I'm talking about the Republicans. Okay. They so scared to lose their funding. Oh my God. Anyway, so let's get into, before I wrap this up, let's get into the No Kings protest and what they actually look like. Okay, so I'm going to actually let me play a video. I found this video on TikTok and I posted it. Child, this just says everything in a nutshell right here. And when you hear this squeaking, this is not added sound effects. This is literally the sound that was happening at this ridiculous military parade. Now, I'm not saying it's ridiculous because we love our military. I'm saying it's ridiculous because Trump wanted it to look like what they be doing over there in China. And that's not what he got. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull up one of those videos where they had the military parade he was going for versus the one he got. Okay, because this was not about our military. He wanted it to be about him. Okay, we love our military. We're grateful for our military. Okay, and I'm sorry these people had to show up to work to do this with this food. Okay, so anyway, this is real sound in this beginning. This is not added effects. Okay, here we go. I hope the sound even pick up, but just watch the comparison of the people who showed up to this parade in his birthday celebration to the people who was out here on these streets. Okay. Look at the empty seats, child. They quiet as a mug. What kind of parade is this? Look at the people in New York. Oh my God. Philadelphia. Look at all those people. And again, I showed y'all the San Francisco thing. We're shifting our reality. Such a great video. Shout out to the person who made that video. Such a great video. Okay. Now I want to show some other videos and images of what happened. So let me go. I just want to shout out the massiveness. Uh, I just want to shout out the massiveness of people. Now I'm not going to turn this up, but I just want to show you, like, again, this is another comparison video. Look at all the people in New York, Philly. We showed y'all Philly. This is Boston. Look at Boston. Look at all the people who showed up and showed out, honey, all over the world. It was worldwide, for real, for real. It wasn't even just in the United States. Chicago, look at all those people. This protest was estimated to have like 5 million people across the nation participate. San Diego, okay? The people was in the streets protesting. That's where the people was at. Look at that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and hold on, let me go to some pictures first. Then I want to show y'all something. Okay, so these are more pictures. Again, look at this. Some people even printed out the Constitution, child. Look at this big Constitution they had carrying it in the protest. I know that's right. That's reminding y'all that's why they're protesting, because the Constitution is not being respected. So again, these are just pictures of the No Kings protest. They had all these signs. Child, I even seen. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say I even seen this blow up doll of Trump. Look at who. Where did they get this from? Where's that picture at? Okay, we on people.com. Shout out to them for this article with more pictures. Okay, what it say? The most dramatic photos from No Kings protest in DC military parade. Okay, let's go through these photos. That blow up dog that sent me. So again, that's that picture from San Francisco. Here's some images. It's LA. Look at this. It's an overhead shot of San Francisco. So many people. So many people. Okay, and that's the parade. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. I got a video that I want to show y'all. Um, this guy, he actually went there and he confirmed that it was dead. Okay, my computer's taking forever to load up. Come on now. All right, whatever. I'm gonna let this load. But I want to show y'all this guy who he went to the military parade, and he was telling he made a video. The video I'm trying to get to load. No, that's not it. He made this YouTube video and I watched it. So go watch this YouTube video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna like show y'all some of his snippets from the video, because he illustrated how the parade was a flop. They talking about they were expecting 200,000 people. They probably got about less than 10. Okay, the people was in the streets. Okay, hold on. If I had to be here with some faces. Ooh, they should just put a bubble on top of all their heads and say, I have to be here, because that's exactly what it's given. Hold on, let me. Okay, here's more footage of the parade. So this is going to be an image of the backside. So you see, okay, the parade is in front of these people, and this is the back part. So let me see if I can play this. I don't think he's gonna play the video. I don't know, but oh yeah, he is playing it. Okay, yeah. Look at the little amount of people that were there at this parade. Child, Kendrick Lamar is bringing out more people than that to the GNX concert. Child, rude awakening alert. Rude awakening alert. Here go another image that he showed in this video. Go watch this video. It was very entertaining. Another image of the parade. how empty it was. Okay. Another image right here. Oh, he also said that people could not even, a lot of people could not even see because they didn't even put up any risers. So this wasn't even well planned out. The few people that did come couldn't even, a lot of them couldn't even see. Now, this is coming from the horse's mouth, somebody who was actually there. Here's another video that he played in this with a couple. So exciting, huh? Woo, it's so exciting. Child, it don't make no sense. Spent all that money. I think they spent like 40 some $1 million on this parade. We could have did a viral event to celebrate the military, and people probably would have had more fun. But look at the empty seats. Empty. And I really, it saddens me that our military had to suffer at the expense of this man, because those soldiers, those troops, they deserve a good celebration. They deserve a grand celebration. But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all how his military parade really went, okay? Because you know they're gonna be capping online and on TV. So yeah. Let's get to the takeaway message. Okay, Kiana, what are you saying all this for? Well, I'm about to tell you, my love. The USA may have flawed systems, but we can work together to fix that. At the heart of all of us is a love for democracy, and no one will change that. Okay? We, the people, have the power, and we know it, and we showed it on No King's Day. So, round of applause to everybody who participated in a No King's Day. Even if you didn't go out, if you shared a post, if you prayed for the people who were out there, if you were there in spirit, everybody who participated in making sure that this was a great event. Cheers to you. Okay. So let us all continue speaking up for what is right. Okay. The Bible says, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. So you better open your mouth and say so. Okay. See, what the enemy don't want you to do is to talk. The enemy wants you to be quiet, because when you're being quiet, you're being compliant with the wickedness that's going on. Okay. Tell the truth, shame the devil. The devil don't like the truth. Okay. Wicked people don't like the truth. Okay. These Republicans don't like the truth. Okay? That's why they sit up and all they know how to do is lie. They cannot, it's, they can't tell the truth. I ain't seen one yet. They will sit and gaslight you to your face. If you say the sky is blue, a Republican will sit there and say, well, we've had many reports that the sky is red, and scientists said in 1976 that the sky is red. Although you sitting there looking at a blue sky, they're going to sit there and tell you that the sky is red, and they're going to pull up some BS evidence to tell you that the sky is red, although you know what you see with your eyes. Okay, so I say all this to say, God bless America. I'm so happy that the people came together to do this. This was a moment in history, and it can never, ever, ever be taken away. Now, if your heart moves you to do so, feel free, okay, to show support by sending some dollars to my Cash App. It is $ the Queen Kiana. Please know that whether you do or whether you don't, I am blessed anyhow, because the word says, I shall not want. Okay, I shall not want. I shall not want. I shall not want. Okay, but if you're a cheerful giver, and your heart is moving you to bless me, okay, then do so. I thank you in advance, my love. Again, my name is Kiana Hamlet. I hope that this video blesses everyone who watches it in full. Mwah.